Well, hello, and welcome to the Tutory. Happy Friday, if it's Friday with you. My name's Jane, and I run the membership studio club and the website Snapdragon Life, and you can find out all about that underneath this video. So, at the end of next week, I go on holiday for a couple of weeks. And traditionally, what has happened is that I have worked so hard, such long hours, in front of a laptop in the weeks running up to a holiday, that I spend the first week absolutely exhausted. And I have decided that this is not going to happen this time. So I know that the things which kind of build my energy and keep me happy, keep me kind of rested and engaged and full are creativity, rest, and being out in nature. So in this vulnerable stage where I feel that I've got to work incredibly hard so that it looks to everybody outside that I never take a break, which is quite ridiculous when you think about it. But anyway, in this vulnerable 2 weeks, I am building in creativity, rest, and nature into every single day. So this studio vlog today is all about that. And the first thing I want to talk about was the fresh leaf indigo, which I have been harvesting from the garden and then dyeing some clothes with it. The thing that I love about creativity is actually making something. Yes, I love the process, but I also love the end result. I'm not somebody who likes to make lots of swatches or experiments and that kind of thing. What I like to do is to be making something that I can use or that somebody I love can use. So all of the indigo dyeing is being done on pieces of useful things like clothes and stuff. So the first thing that I did was I bought this silk scarf from Vinted, and I think it was around about £4. It's 1920s, 30s kind of scarf. I think it could be either earlier or later than that, because I think it's one of these ones that men put over their jackets, you know, like cream silk scarf. And it had a little label here which says silk Macclesfield, made in Macclesfield, England, because Macclesfield was a town that had a fantastic reputation for the quality of its silk. And the woman that I bought it from had got it out of her granny's drawers, which she was clearing, and she sent me a little note saying, it smells a little bit musty, might need a clean. And it came, and it did smell a little bit musty because it had obviously been stored for many, many years. But I washed it, and then I have dyed it with fresh leaf indigo using the salt rub method. You can see it's come out as this beautiful, kind of almost stone washed silk, kind of beautiful light texture. And what I think I might do, because it turns out I've got a lot more leaves, or leaves to do a lot more things than I had anticipated, because I thought it would take my entire crop to do this, but it didn't. What I'm going to do is I'm going to retreat this bit, the ends, and see whether I can get them kind of slightly darker, so that it will be a kind of an ombre look. The second one that I've done is this camisole, which is for my younger daughter. And again, it came from Vinted, £5 or £6. I think 1980s, 1990s silk camisole. It has this embroidery on the front. And I have dyed that. This took 50 stems, so that was around about 200 grams of leaves. And to work it up to that took about 35 minutes. I think again I'm going to go over it all again, because it's a little bit more variegated than I think Katie will like. So that's going to get another coat this afternoon. And then I'm also going to be doing this camisole again, kind of like it's a 1990s, very simple, spaghetti strapped kind of thing. And again, that's going to take about 50 stems from my plant. So each plant has about 10 stems on it, so that's 5 plants. So if next year you're thinking of growing indigo and you do the kind of system that I have with that polystyrene fish box, you could get a dyed camisole out of one cutting of the fish box easily. So this is what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. Now, I have written a blog with all of the steps involved in doing Katie's camisole here, with all the measurements, and I just took photographs. I thought in some ways that's much easier for people. So I will link that underneath here, and you can go and have a look if you're interested. The other thing that I have been doing this week is continuing with my cardigan. This is the Heirloom Quilt cardigan by Katryn Seeburger, and I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago, and this is how far I've got in a couple of weeks. You can see that all of these blocks are designed so that they will be joined up like this to make a cardigan. It's turned out to be the most fantastic project for this couple of weeks, because I used to nap a lot, and the reason for that is that I have an autoimmune disease which leaves me with no stamina. So I would use afternoon naps as a way of getting through the day. And then when I hit peri-menopause, I started to have problems with insomnia. I've always been up a lot during the night because of medication and so on, but I always got back to sleep really easily. And then thank you Dixie, as soon as I became perimenopausal, I found that I just couldn't get back to sleep, and I had terrible insomnia. And I decided that actually sleeping during the day was probably not helping that situation. So I decided that I would cut out the naps, but that I would need to find something where I was consciously resting, sitting down, not doing anything, not looking at my phone, not recording emails, nothing. And ideally sitting on my bed away from everything else, And what I've found is that this pattern, because it's so nice and portable, I've got a very attention-seeking dog here. Sit. Good girl. It's really, really portable. So this is what I have with it. And each square takes around about an hour for me to knit. And you can see it's divided into 4. So we've got like this bit, and then the top of the square. So I can decide that I'm going to have 15 minutes knitting, doing nothing else, 4 times a day. So I could do it in the morning before I get up, which you might see on my Instagram stories, and then, lunchtime, that afternoon dip, and then maybe in the evening. Or, I might do more than that. But it's a simple pattern, but I have to concentrate, because it turns out that my very poor sense of direction, I don't know my left from my right, unless I really think about it. This means that I'm often going the wrong way with these diagonals, unless I'm really thinking about it. So I can't multitask with this. So TV knitting still has to be a stripy scarf, but it means that I need to kind of like concentrate, but not in a really kind of brain taxing way. So these are all of the squares that I've got here, and I think I've got about 18 now. I think I'm going to need around about 60 or 70. So I'm just going to keep going with that, doing my square a day. And yes, I will put the links to the cardigan, because I think it's going to be a really, really popular cardigan, because the colours that people are choosing mean that everybody's is really different, and the texture's really different. So this is a linen bamboo mix yarn, and you can see that they're very kind of soft matte colours, and these are all botanically dyed yarns. All of these ones are from things that people have gifted me. So this is kind of like a gifted cardigan with everything dyed with presents. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off and I'm going to dye that indigo top, cockerel, and I'm just going to leave you with a walk that I went on a couple of days ago in the evening by Loch Lomond. And we've now hit the point in the year where Loch Lomond becomes a little bit quieter in the evenings, so I can take my camera and not get in the way of anybody. So I just went along and I filmed the water and the leaves and the bracken that is turning at this most precious time of year. And I hope that you enjoy it. And I will see you next Friday. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.